I wanted to give you all a tip about bridling and making sure that not only you are bridling correctly, but that your horse is going to be the most accepting of the bridle. So there's a couple of steps that you need to be able to do first to make sure that your horse is ready to accept the bridle. First thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that when you ask your horse to put their head down, that they will. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your left hand on the nose just like this, right hand palm open, ask the horse to put their head down by pushing down right on top of their head. And see if you can get that kind of responsiveness. So you're going to say, hey, when I pick up my hand and put it right on top of you, your head goes down. Now it's your choice whether you want them to go all the way down to the ground or you want them just to go at a little below level to their withers, okay? The next thing that you want to be able to do is you're going to take your fingers and you're going to put it right in the side of their mouth. And when they open their mouth, like they would when you ask them to accept the bit, you're going to be looking for them not only to open their mouth, but then drop their head there, just like that, okay? Because what you want is for them to understand that everything that you're asking them to do with the bridle in mind means lower their head. We do not want the horse to bring their head way up here, because that's a pretty common problem, isn't it? Where when you go to put the bridle on, their head is sticking way up in the air. So we want to be able, when I put my fingers in their mouth, for them to drop their head just like that, okay? So if they don't drop their head like that, just kind of keep your fingers in there until it actually drops, okay? So they may kind of move their head around, just go with them until their head goes down. Now, the next thing is let's talk about how to actually put the bridle on, okay? When we put the bridle on, the biggest thing we want to make sure that we do is safety first. Let's throw the reins over the neck, okay? How many people that don't do this is still surprising to me. As you let the halter off, if you don't have the reins on, the horse goes running wild and free. So we put the reins over the neck before we actually take the halter off, okay? That way we have full control. I'm just going to set this off on the side. Now, see how she puts her head down? I can take the reins. I can say, hey, bring your head back to me, please. I need your focus here. Stay with me, please. Thank you. Now, you see how she's kind of moving her head around where I don't want her to be, right? She knows this is coming. She's a 2-year-old and has only had the bridle on a couple of times, but she already knows that the bridle she is not a huge fan of right away, okay? Now, what we're going to do, here's what you need to do. Let's bring her back up here. Come here. Thank you. Stop right here. Is you need to make sure you know how to put your hand on the bridle to get this correct. First off, most people do this. They bring their hand underneath of the neck like I am right here. The problem with bringing the head under, or the arm underneath the neck is this, is we tend to lift their head up when we're asking to put the bridle in, and it's not their fault for going up because we're the one actually doing this. Okay, we're the one creating this problem. Now, what we need to do this right is I'm going to hold the pole piece right here with my hand, my left hand. I'm going to grab her nose just like this. I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to grab over top of her head like so. Now look, she's trying to leave. Grab her nose and hold her right here. Now notice though, when she tried to leave, where did she go? She went down, okay? She went down. Now, as she's down here, she's in a perfect position for us to actually start to think about bridling her. But she can't leave. And notice this here. When she's trying to leave to get the bridle on, I can have my arm over top of her head here, and I can keep her from leaving and going anywhere, okay? So here she's in the perfect position now, all right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left hand, and I'm going to put my fingers right over top of the bit like so, okay? And my thumb is going to go right in between the D-ring snaffle part. Now notice, look, she's kind of flailing around a little with her head, but my arm can keep her here and keep her head down. Here I'm going to ask her to open her mouth in just a second. Notice her moving around. So this is interesting, right? She's moving around and we all kind of have this problem. We're going to take our time with this, okay? Don't let go until she finally just sits there and relaxes, okay? So watch, all right? So here, she's moving around. I'm gonna hold this position there until she relaxed. She already understands putting her head down, but she doesn't understand not moving it around when she's down there. So I'm going to put everything into position right here. Wait till she relaxes. So I'm not even going to put her, I'm asking her to open her mouth, and she's got her head down, but there. See how she didn't move? And I release. No, can't go anywhere. Can't go anywhere. Wait for it. Wait for it. There, release. When she relaxes, I release. Come back up here. Let's try this again. Grab the nose, put the head down, grab the pole piece to the bridle, hold this position. There, getting better. Now hold this position till she doesn't move, and then I'm going to ask her to accept the bit right into her mouth. Now that was much better that time right here. So I'm going to hold it with my right hand, just waiting for her to relax, and then I'm going to practice it again. Ready? Let it out. Excellent job. Much better. Did you see how she didn't flail around that time? Ear forward, and on. Notice her head is down the entire time. Let me fix her hair, and she's ready to go. Okay? Now, people ask me all the time about bit placement on a horse. Where would you like the bit to be placed? Now, here's my answer to that. A lot of people kind of think about it in ways that are, do I see 2 wrinkles, 3 wrinkles, 0 wrinkles? And I'm going to tell you right now, each horse's mouth is different. And in my opinion, I think a horse finds a place for the bit to sit that's comfortable to them. And when they find that place that's comfortable to them, they just kind of hold it there. So here's what we're looking to do. We're looking to let them find that place that's comfortable, and then we're going to just make the bit taut in that comfortable place. So if it's comfortable here, I don't want to put it too tight where the horse is smiling, and when the horse opens his mouth that it pulls back into the horse's head. And I also don't want to have the ability for the bit to drop out of the horse's mouth because I put it too loose. So I want it just taut enough that it's comfortable. Now, like I said, this horse right here is a 2-year-old that's had the bit in only a very few number of times, I think actually a couple of times. And so she's still learning to accept the bit, but she's learning it in a positive way. So make sure every experience you do when bridling is positive. Take your time, and you're going to get the success that you want.